is about predicting the next move of the market, but they're wrong. Trading is much closer to fishing than it is to gambling. And once you truly understand that, your entire perspective changes. You stop chasing every candle, every breakout, and every opinion, and instead you start waiting for opportunities that are actually worth your capital. Just like the fisherman who catches the biggest fish isn't the one casting his line every few seconds. The trader who survives isn't the one taking the most trades. He's the one who understands where and when to wait. Imagine two fishermen standing beside the same lake. The first one is impatient. Every few minutes, he changes locations, switches bait, throws his line somewhere else, and believes that constant movement will somehow create success. He mistakes activity for progress. The second fisherman behaves differently. Before he even casts his line, he studies the water. He watches the direction of the current, notices where smaller fish gather, observes the birds flying overhead, and understands that the environment always tells a story before the results appear. Once he's confident in his location, he casts his line once and waits. The impatient fisherman laughs at him. You've been standing there for 20 minutes and haven't done anything. But the patient fisherman doesn't react because he understands something most people never will. Patience always looks like laziness to people who are addicted to action. Trading works exactly the same way. Most traders don't lose money because they're unintelligent. They lose because they believe being busy means being productive. Every green candle feels like an opportunity. Every breakout looks like the beginning of something huge. Every small movement convinces them that they must act immediately or they'll miss out forever. But the market has never rewarded the busiest trader. It has always rewarded the most selective one. Professional traders don't wake up asking themselves, how many trades can I take today? Instead, they ask a much better question. Does today's market deserve my money? That single question separates professionals from gamblers because capital is your bait. Every trade is another cast into the water, and once your bait lands, you no longer control what happens next. A fisherman never expects every cast to catch a fish. If he did, he would quit after a single afternoon. He understands that failure is part of the process, not proof that the process is broken. Yet traders expect every position to become profitable. One losing trade makes them doubt their strategy. 2 losses make them search for another indicator. 3 losses send them looking for another mentor, another course, or another secret. What they fail to understand is that probability never promised certainty. It only promised an advantage over time. The ocean owes the fisherman nothing, and the market owes the trader even less. A fisherman cannot force fish to bite because he's impatient. He cannot negotiate with nature. He cannot demand results simply because he's hungry. All he can do is prepare better than everyone else, choose the right location, manage his equipment, and wait for probability to work in his favor. Trading demands the exact same humility. You cannot force the market to move because you need money. You cannot argue with price because your analysis feels right. You cannot intimidate the chart into rewarding your emotions. The only things you truly control are your preparation, your entries, your risk, and your patience. The greatest danger isn't catching nothing. The greatest danger is becoming so desperate that you start throwing your line into poison water. That's exactly what revenge trading is. It's entering positions not because the opportunity exists, but because your emotions are demanding action. It's confusing urgency with opportunity. Every experienced fisherman knows there are places where fish simply don't exist. No amount of hope changes reality. Yet traders spend hours forcing trades in markets that offer no clear edge, believing that confidence can somehow replace probability. It never does. Watch experienced fishermen and you'll notice something interesting. They're calm, even when nothing is happening. They aren't checking everyone else's bucket. They aren't panicking because someone nearby caught a bigger fish. Their confidence comes from preparation, not comparison. Trading has become noisy because of social media. Every day, someone posts luxury cars, expensive watches, huge payouts, or claims they doubled an account overnight. Suddenly your own progress feels too slow. You abandon your plan, start copying someone else's strategy, and begin chasing someone else's success without realizing they're fishing in completely different waters. The moment you stop trusting your own edge is the moment you lose it. The water doesn't care how badly you want dinner, and the market doesn't care how badly you need money. It doesn't care about your bills, your goals, your emotions, or to the losses you took yesterday. The market is completely indifferent, and that's exactly what makes it fair. It treats everyone the same. It rewards discipline instead of desperation, preparation instead of prediction, and patience instead of pressure. The biggest lesson isn't about catching a giant fish. It's about no longer needing one. Consistency will always outperform excitement. Catching one fish every day builds a life. Catching one giant fish every 6 months builds a story. The same is true in trading. You're not trying to create one lucky trade that changes everything. You're trying to build a process that works over hundreds and eventually thousands of trades. Professionals don't survive because they're always right. They survive because they protect themselves long enough for probability to do its job. The amateur dreams of becoming rich on the next trade. The professional focuses on protecting the next 1,000 trades. That's why trading will always resemble fishing more than gambling. One person spends the entire day chasing the water. The other learns to understand it. One returns home blaming luck. The other returns home with experience, discipline, and the confidence to repeat the exact same process tomorrow. Because in the end, success was never hidden inside the fish. It was hidden inside the fisherman. And profitable trading was never hidden inside the market. It was hidden inside the trader.